some other gentlemen, some other fellas that had a business called Nation of Creators, where we would travel the country essentially highlighting talent, whether it was in the fashion industry, modeling, photography, videography, music, um, any form of creativity or form of expression. We would hold these showcases highlighting them. Well, at the one showcase I was already hosting, I had the DJ controller. Shit, let me DJ. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
and then that's what gave me the confidence and kind of the reassurance that, oh, wait, I can do this.
Right.
So, again, kept it as a craft, kept it as a hobby, just for the business. Right? We actually traveled and did a show in California. And I got a video where I'm at the airport with the controller just mixing in the airport, connected to like a JBL Bluetooth speaker.
Right.
Yeah, man, it was a blast. But yeah, so I saw that I was good at it. I saw that people were responding to me well, and then I decided to say, let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. So in 2021, I left my full-time job in retail and decided to pursue a career as a entertainer.
That's right, because I remember when you came into Garlic, and it was a great meeting, and it was after, so I'm like, you were wonderful, everything was so great, and of course you were so professional. Like I have so many different things to do, so it's so nice to have someone who can just take care of everything that they're doing, so it's one less thing for me to worry about. And at the end you were like, yeah, I'm really thinking about pursuing this full time and leaving my job, my girls and event planner, and like we're really thinking about doing this. And it's just, and now you are.
Yeah, so that wedding was October 22, 2021. I remember it because my birthday is October 23. So my birthday was the next day after I believe it was, man. Shout out to Lindsay and David. Yes, correct.
Beautiful wedding.
And a month after that encounter was when I quit my job, Black Friday. So again, I come from retail, and funny story was, my first day in retail was Black Friday. And my last day in retail was Black Friday. So
So we talk a lot about fear on this show, and when you make a jump like that, you quit your job, right? So you're going to quit your job. I'm going to start this career. I'm going to DJ. What were you scared? What were you facing? That you know? What were the questions you were asking yourself, and how did you get over them?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first fear or concern that came to mind when I was making the decision was financially, right? Could I support not only my cost of living, but my style of living doing this full time? And I formulated a budget. I proved to myself that I can do it, and it made the decision much easier, you know?
And what was the moment where you thought, like, I could actually do this? Like,
when the 1 month I paid my bills and I had a little extra to save and splurge, and I said, okay, I'm making just as much as I'm making at my full-time job, essentially putting in less hours. You know what I mean? And you know, I still work very hard. I don't want to make it seem like, oh, I don't do shit, but I can curse. So anyways, when I did that calculation, I said, wait a minute, I made X amount at the end of the month, working X amount of hours compared to putting in an extra, I believe at the time I was doing like 120 hours at the store. I'm lying, like 100 hours at the store. I'm supposed to work 40 hours a week, but you know, sometimes I leave early, sometimes I stay late.
Right.
Where this month I did 32 hours and I did the same as 100 hours. So then I proved to myself, okay, on paper it makes sense.
Right.
So for me, seeing it on paper really gave me the confidence to be confident in the decision of leaving.
Right.
You know?
So, you know, you're a DJ now. You have to, you know, the first couple, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's exciting. Like, when we open a restaurant, it's exciting. The first month, the 2 months. Then you realize you got to continue this. So how do you continue being a DJ? What are you doing? Obviously, a lot of relationship building, a lot of, you know, getting out there and introducing yourself to the community. Like, how, if somebody's out there right now, they want to be a DJ, what are the steps that they can do to get out there to get some business?
Yeah, 100%. So I think you said it best. It was building relationships. Going back to what I mentioned earlier about communication and punctuality, that kind of helps me gain the trust of my clients. And just being there, you know, I tell my clients all the time, hey, you can call me whenever you want, you know. If they have a question, I respond fairly quickly.
Right.
So we got to answer your question, DJs. If you're out there, you want to get started, and you want to retain business, build with your clients. And I say that because after a year in business, I do not have a website. I'm working on it, but my business was solely through referrals. Thank God, because people referred me, recommended me, suggested me, whatever word you want to put on it. The way I treat my clients is what enables me to continue to grow. So thank you to my clients.
Just know that we've deleted everybody on our list for DJs but you, because honestly, because I know that if I refer you or recommend you, I know the job is going to get done and they're going to love you on top of it. You're going to be super professional because, like I said, in a small town like this, it's very easy to stand out because a lot of people don't have their stuff together and you really do. And you're super professional. And I see how you're able to read the room. And DJs need to be able to read the room, right? Because you're playing music and you're giving them highs and lows with music, and I really find that you're really talented with that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and a lot of that is experience. I always do itineraries with my clients, so we always. I mean, even last time when I had no voice, so I did an event. I think it was a Christmas party in December of last year at your steakhouse, and I came up to you guys like, "What's the plan? What do you want me to announce? What are we doing?" Like, I like structure,
right?
But what I will say is, it never goes as planned. So I became a master of improvisation. Right. You know what I mean? A lot of times I have to be quick on my feet, make a decision. Like you said, read the room. The client might want this time for speeches. I'm like, they're enjoying this music. I'm not gonna stop right now.
Right.
Or vice versa. Like, hey, let's do it now. They're kind of sitting down. Let's do it now. So that's just an example of something that I've learned throughout the years. It's you gotta improvise.
Yeah, and anything that you do, you need a plan, right? So you should go into everything with a plan. But if you need to make a left or a right while you're on the plan, like it's okay. Yeah. And people get too caught up sometimes on the plan. But then there's also those people that go into something with no plan.
You said that. I'm so sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Not originally, but in the past, I was very stuck to that plan. Mm-hmm. And I would come home and I'd tell my girlfriend, "Damn, babe, we didn't do this. I didn't do that. They didn't like it. Or at this time, I was supposed to do this, and I forgot." And like you said, it's okay. I mean, having the plan is important because it gives you structure, it gives you initiation, it gives you confidence in knowing that you're going to do something. But just like you said, you don't have to be too attached to it. You know what I mean? I think it's important to have a plan, but it's okay to deviate and not beat yourself up about it like I used to do.
Right, because you go into something with a plan because you imagine it a certain way.
Correct.
But then when you get there, it's completely different every time.
Well, the plan is everything going perfect and according to what's there. That's when the plan works.
Yeah.
Real life is not really like that. Real life is real life, so we can make stuff up, but we also talk about getting a journal, writing stuff down, manifestation and everything. It's not going to go exactly how you write it down, so you might receive those gifts in manifestation differently than you write it down, but that's just life. Like the plan that you write down, you're going into this party, I'm going to do this, we have a plan, but then everybody like something completely different and it goes a totally and I feel like obviously we're going to be hard on ourselves because we're super professional, right? At the end of the day we're going to think about everything that we forgot to do. I'm my biggest critic, dude. Right, it's the worst. Nobody can tell me something worse that I do, you know what I mean, because I'm already on it, so and that's why we're alike a lot, but I want to switch gears here a little bit. A lot of the times that we're talking, what I love about you is that you appreciate food. You appreciate food, like I love I love to cook for you. I love when I get to cook for you because you love real good food. And I love people that love food. So, I've watched a couple of your shows. I know that you had a food show, or you still do it.
Yes, Cocinando with Q.
Yeah. So I love that you love food. So we get along there. We have a lot of similarities there, but I love what you do. Tell me a little bit about that, like how you get into food and all that.
It was a very interesting journey. So, ladies and gentlemen, do not drink and drive. I'm telling you right now, I'm a big supporter of don't drink and drive. If you go out and party, just have somebody take you or Uber. Anyways, I lost my license for the second time because of a DUI. And I was on house arrest, believe it or not. And I had to learn how to cook. Mm-hmm. My mom always cooked for me my whole life. I had to learn how to cook. So at the time, my roommate had a box of Hello Fresh.
Yes.
Okay, so the box was, I'm like, yo, what's up? You using it? He was, nah, it's just, I got it as a promo. You can use it. Oh my God, I put some music on, dude, and I turned into a chef overnight. I was cooking, I was in the kitchen, I was just getting creative. And then I came across some other cooking channels on YouTube, and that's all I would consume. I'd go to work, I'd come home and watch people cook. And yeah, I mean, she'll tell you, I would cook something different every night. You know what I mean? And
it's delicious. That's a great habit.
Yeah,
hobby.
I love it. It's like, I love cooking. So because of that incident, I developed not only the appreciation but the skill of cooking. And yeah, I just started sharing it on Instagram, and I saw a lot of my followers, friends, family encourage me. Mm-hmm. So it gave me the confidence. Okay, I'll cook some more. Right. Let me keep cooking.
Right.
So at first we would, once I got off the outsource, we would go out and eat everywhere. So I started posting food at different places. And I realized, man, I can make this myself. So literally we stopped eating for a long time, and I was just straight cooking. And then that's when the idea came about, like, hey, let me do a show, Cocinando with You. Again, going back to my roots of Nation of Creators, where I highlight different talent and meet different forms of expression. Why don't I interview all these people that I already know? Mm-hmm. In my eyes, these people are amazing. They do great things. I barely have the time to see them anyways because we're all so busy. Why not come over, let me cook, and some shit? Why not? So that's how that show came about. And that's honestly how I developed and grew the passion of cooking was me being in that damn house for 90 days.
A blessing and everything, right?
That's so fun, though.
Yeah.
You made the best out of it.
100%. 100%. I don't regret anything, and
cooking is a form of art. It's a form of love. It's a great way to relax. I think it's stress free for me.
I love how you said relax, because when something comes out bad, it's because I'm not in a good mood. If I cook something and I'm not in a good mood, it tastes like crap.
Right.
It really is a good stress.
So for me, even if I'm in a bad mood and I cook, by the end of the dish, I'm in a good mood.
Wow, yeah, you go ahead.
So it relieves the stress for me,
that.
and it gets me out of that mood, because cooking for me is the ultimate stress reliever. Because I put so much love into it. I have to put love into it when I'm cooking something. But there's been times where I've had to throw away everything that I cooked because it was horrible. I know every cook has done that. You know what I mean?
And I don't want him to. I'm like, don't. Like, I'm sure it's good.
Oh my God.
Like,
I was raised, you better not throw that out.
Right.
I remember my dad beat my ass one time because I flushed the cereal. Well, I didn't flush it. I forgot to flush the cereal. He saw it in the toilet. I don't waste no food.
Right.
And sometimes I'll make something and because like, babe, you don't have to eat it. Just toss it. I'm like, no. I just, I gotta, maybe if I had some more of this or more of that. Hot sauce is my best friend. So shout out to you. My birthday was amazing, by the way. I did a brunch and then ended it at your steakhouse. You came out with this ravioli, I believe it was. Like, it was like a spicy.
Fra Diablo? The calamari and seafood dish? Or
yeah, it was something. It was just amazing.
So good.
So spicy. It was great. Yeah. Hot sauce is like if it tastes bad, put some hot sauce.
We love hot sauce.
Same.
I went through a phase with hot peppers and hot sauce. I went to the hottest peppers in the world, eating them. Amazing.
The Reino Reaper.
Seriously.
Yeah, he was.
And I was eating like 10 habaneros at once, like just crazy stuff. I got my tolerance so high that I can literally eat anything hot.
I was eating those one chips. Like
oh my God.
I ate 3 of them. Didn't affect me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was wild. So I love hot stuff. I love hot food. I love culture. I love I love trying different kinds of foods. I love flavor.
Yeah.
Obviously I'm in the restaurant business, and I feel like I've had so many different chefs at my restaurants, and they've taught me so much stuff. So like learning, that's how you learn by watching. And I learned by watching and also being around different chefs, and you just learn so much from where people have been, and they can teach you through the food that they cook you. Yeah. And I love that.
And I love that you mentioned learning from the people, because what I've learned from doing the Cocinando with You was you could just add one little thing to a recipe or remove one little thing, and it's a whole other meal. At least in my opinion.
100%.
And I honestly believe, not that there's no bad food, but There's just so much good food out there.
There's so much good food.
I'm hungry now. Yeah.
Starved.
That's hilarious.
You know, and there's no like original ideas. Everything's stolen. So
Yeah.
all dishes are stolen. I do have a question for you. You know, in your world of DJing, right? So, is there not competition, but is there competition? Do like DJs get mad at each other? Or is there that animosity? Does that happen around here?
I come from that community-like mindset. I come from that we can do it together mindset. And in the area, I work with 7 other local DJs.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think there's competition. You know, there's plenty of times where if I'm double booked, hey, give one of these guys a call, or I'll call them myself. Hey, I have so and so date. Could you do it for me? And other DJs as well in Lehigh Valley. There's a great DJ that I work with, and same thing. You know what I mean? He'll give me gigs, I give him gigs, but it all comes down to how they represent themselves.
Right.
I love meeting DJs, but they have to represent well. Because again, my clients are my number one, my everything. So if I refer or suggest someone, they must represent and operate at a level that I operate as well.
Right.
I mean, those expectations have to be exceeded. So, yeah, to answer your question, no, there's no hate. You know, shout out to Shooty, Jimbo, Suave. You know, up down. I know I said 7. I forgot the other 3, but whatever. So, you know,
You'll remember it as we
I
go.
didn't come. You didn't. You know, those other guys. Jibs, shout out to Jib, Frankie Z,
I know,
the
Jim.
little guy.
Those other guys.
You know, there's just so many great guys out there.
Did
But
you
yeah,
ever?
dude, I
Did you
never
ever
had
have?
an issue.
Did
I
you ever
never
have a
had an
bad?
issue.
Like, did you ever have like technical difficulty? Did you ever have a time where you
Yeah.
sucked? Where you sucked? Where what didn't
Yeah,
go well?
yeah. I had a time where my mixer, the controller, just stopped working. So what I did was I just plugged in my phone on the DJ app from another DJ and played a mix until a friend of mine showed up with his controller, and I was like, dude, you might as well just do an hour. You're already here. I'll pay you my half of the set, dude. Just, yeah. But yeah, it happens. But it's funny, going back to being our biggest critics, something that happens quite often that I'm getting more comfortable with is people not dancing. A lot of times I'll do a gig and I'll come home and, you know, tell my girl, like, damn, babe, I lost them in the middle of the party and I think I suck and blah, blah, blah. But the client will call me back the next day and say, we want you for my sister's 316. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
yeah.
it's like sometimes people just want to relax and listen to music.
Yeah.
You know, so I really work hard on that mental sharpness and that confidence of I got this. And okay, they're not dancing, let me try this. Or let me improvise and let's play a game then. Or let's do an activity. Or just take requests. You know, a lot of my friends don't take, not a lot, but most of my friends, they don't like taking requests. And I understand because sometimes I'm DJing and it throws my flow off, especially if I'm on a specific genre and what you want is on this side of, you know, it's something completely different. It does throw me off, but sometimes I say, hey, what do you guys want to hear?
Right.
There's no shame in that, you know. A lot of times I tell my clients, you know my personality, you see my Instagram, you see my style, but I don't know your friends and family. So please help me understand what style they enjoy so that I go in with a better
Of course.
understanding of the demographic that I'm playing for. But yeah, dude. Okay. Sorry, I did suck one time. Okay, so check this out. I was doing this 316, and the mom said clean music, which of course at a 316 we want clean music. So, and yeah, the kids are ratchet these days. I was rat. When I was 16, I was ghetto. You know what I mean? Who isn't a badass at 16? Come on. You know, but anyways, I'm doing this 316, and a gentleman comes up to me and goes, do not play that music. I said, well, he goes, that no music, not good. Damn. And I knew that accent because they were from the Caribbean, West Caribbean. They were Guyanese. Or Trinidadian, I'm not sure. And the song was clean. So I changed it. He comes up to me again. Hey, you know, we don't like that style of music. He didn't pay me. So I'm like, you're not the client. You know, the mom of the girl was who paid me. I don't know who this gentleman is. but I want to be respectful of the guests.
Of course.
So I'm like, what the hell do I play? Anyways, they do a prayer. They were very religious. And dude, they did a prayer for me. So after they, because when the Sweet 16, you have formalities like the crowning ceremony, the shoe changing ceremony, the daddy-daughter dance, some other daughter, or godfather, whatever figure, whatever. And then they all circled around and did a prayer. And the guys said, we pray for the DJ to change this music. And I'm like, yo, what? And dude, it hurt my heart. I just felt so bad. Because I genuinely
So what did you play?
What did they want?
I played a lo-fi jazz mix. And he ended up leaving. And then the client apologized. Was like, oh, that's just my brother. He's very religious. I'm sorry. And then for the last hour, the kids actually, because the kids want to dance.
Yeah.
A lot of times it gets uncomfortable when it's not enough friends and too much family.
Yeah.
Kids kind of tend to be like, well, my uncle's here. I don't want to shake my ass. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's different. But yeah, to answer your question, I remember that day feeling like, shit, dude. I was like, oh my God, I suck. What am I going to do? But it was very embarrassing. He said, Lord, please, Father, we pray for the DJ. I'm like, yo, what? Pray for me? What the hell? All I did was play Wild Thoughts by Rihanna. Like, that's not even that bad of a song.
No, it's not. I like that song.
Oh, man.
That's wild. So, like,
That's tough. So when you're booking these parties, obviously you talk to the mom, and if you have someone like that coming at you, how do you know who to listen to after you've already discussed it with the client that's paying?
Right. And I'm very, some clients ahead of time will tell me, hey, listen, I know my family, they might come up to you, ignore them.
Okay.
Or, hey, I have, I did one wedding at Chelsea Sun Inn, and she told me, she was like, I got a cousin who, he don't know how to act. Just, respectfully, just ignore him. And he wanted the mic. He was drunk. And I don't know, I like funny shit. I thought it was funny, so I gave him the mic. He almost jumped in the pool with my $700 microphone. Well, it's $700 for two, so whatever. But still, it's $700. You know what I mean? I need two microphones. And I was like, yo, like, and shout out to my boy Fabio. He's a photographer. He was working that gig with me, and he stopped him, and I got my mic back, and I was like, damn, I'm listening to my clients going forward. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of times I just tell people straight up, no, I can't play that. I'm sorry, or I'll get to it when I get to that genre or whatever. But yeah, dude, some people they go crazy.
So it's wild to me. Like before, your first Black Friday working in retail, right? And then your last day, you weren't a DJ, right? You weren't a DJ.
Correct.
You weren't a DJ. And you've formed yourself and created this brand around you that you're a DJ now. Like It just boggles my mind. It's interesting to know that there's people out there that are so afraid to do something, and they put up these walls in their mind, and they do this to themselves, and the only thing holding them back is themselves. You literally were not a DJ one day, turned into a DJ. You have your own business now. Yep. You're killing the game. Everybody recommends you. Everybody loves you. I see you everywhere. No matter, there's times I look, you're with me doing a party, and then I look on your Instagram and you're at another party, and then I look at your Instagram, you're at another party. You're just everywhere.
Same day.
Like is there two of you? Is there three of you? So it boggles my mind. I look at you and I look at you're very successful, someone who took the leap, had a plan, did it, and it's just, you should be really proud of yourself. Like it's amazing. Like you weren't, and now you are, and it's awesome.
And going back to what you said about putting up that wall, we still fight. I mean, not we, but I still fight that every day. I still fight the damn, how am I going to continue? Damn, how am I going to build? And I had those feelings that I had when I originally started. And to someone out there who wants to start a business, to someone out there who has a craft and devote time, do it. I met a gentleman today, actually, graduated with a degree in cinematography. I'm like, yo, I know people with cameras that they brought on Facebook Marketplace that have a business. But again, it was because they went out, they took pictures, they put themselves out there as a business, they pushed for that. So I told the young man, I said, why don't you just do it? Take pictures of your friends.
Gain your own experience.
Yeah, get your own experience. You have a degree, and I'm not saying that, I know, so there's nothing wrong with a degree. I was just very shocked to find out that, dude, you know all the ins and outs. You had the opportunity to get involved. I wish I could play the student card. Sometimes I lie. I go play. Oh, I'm just a student. If I could just, I played even with the gun. Listen. But I should just say, if you're out there, you're listening, and there's a craft that you just dabble with and you want to become better at it, just keep going. And if you want to convert that craft into a form of lifestyle or a form of income, just do it. And don't be afraid, because it is going to be scary. It is going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. But it's going to be so worth it.
It's so worth it.
You know what I mean? I
every
lived
time.
the life I wanted. I
Right.
created, last year we did whatever we wanted to do. It was amazing. Again, guys, I have a retail background. Every Saturday and Sunday I worked. And then when I was DJing, I still worked. At one point, I was working a full-time job Monday to Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday DJing. I have a day off. The whole 2021, I had a day off. And 2022, I did whatever I wanted. But I say that to say it because that's what I wanted to do. So I'm sharing that to say, do what you want to do.
Right. Every time, people like us talk about school, we always do that thing. I'm not saying the degree is bad.
I'm not saying degree, because my sister is very successful. But what did she do? She got involved. She participated in activities. She participated with her industry. So
What did you go to school for?
Finance. I can't.
Of course, you got to go to school for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Numbers.
But I share, and I look at her journey, and then not only her, there's other people too, but her journey to me is so inspiring because she got involved. And coming out of it, she wasn't just standing there with a piece of paper. She was working for, like yourself, a Fortune 500 company. Like, she got involved. She made the moves to get involved. And when I was working retail, obviously I was doing management, I had a lot of staff members that were just at the school to just be there. And they weren't getting involved. And I was just at ESU last Friday. And, I network everywhere I go. And to see, like, these kids are taking advantage. The school's at half capacity. There's barely any kids with it. I'm very grateful to be DJing for them. Because, there could have been another young guy that was DJing and potentially got the gig, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But there wasn't. There's not enough go-getters. You got to get involved. You got to get out there. You got to put it out there. So, I know a lot of times, I don't have it all figured out, but I want to share with those listening that are doing things. Get involved. I get involved in everything, son. You know what I mean? One night I'm doing a ghetto baby shower in a basement. The next day I'm at a golf resort doing a wedding. You know what I mean? I'm doing, like, you have to be everywhere.
You have to be everywhere.
And
The problem that I see is that you get out of school, right? People get out of school, they have that piece of paper and they think it's just going to happen in a snap of a finger.
correct.
But you have to be doing it the whole entire time. Like,
Yeah.
if you really want to do something, like I had a young gentleman come into Trackside and he's like, I really want to, can I do some work for Trackside and photography or videography? I said, great, show me your portfolio. And he had absolutely nothing to show me. I said, if you really want to do this, like, you have to do this for free.
Yeah.
You got to do this for free.
A year and a half for
You
free.
got to document and do this for free before you do it for money. You can't come in here with no experience and just say that I graduated and I want to do this for the rest of my life. Like, go and just do it and then show me what you filmed for me. And then if I like it, I'll pay. But don't tell me what you want to do. Just do it.
Right.
And that's the thing. We think that a lot of these kids, they go to school and they think that they're going to get out of school and it's going to be a snap of a finger because they went to school, because their teachers told them this,
Right.
this, and this is going to happen. But you have to put in the work. You're not just going to graduate and start as a top photographer.
Correct.
You're not going to just magically turn into that person. You have to live like that person to be that person
Right.
before you are that person.
Right.
If that makes sense.
No, 100%. And shout out to Rezano. He's a gentleman that went. I remember when I first started DJing, I would get called. Yo, Q, there's a house party on whatever that street was. I mean, it was different before the pandemic, obviously. I'd come and I'd put my DJ mixer on top of a stove, dude, and start mixing in the kitchen of some random kid's house. You know what I mean? Like, I was everywhere. But anyways, I brought up Rezano for a reason, because he's a great photographer. He now moved to the South. But when he was at ESU, we did work together. But every time I did a show or an event at ESU, he was there.
Mm-hmm.
He got involved. He was everywhere. So not only was he gaining that knowledge, but he was gaining the field knowledge. You see what I'm saying?
Correct.
So it's so vital. And
It's
even
the
for
ex-
someone that's not in school, just keep it involved.
Right. And it's that experience that builds you up. It's an experience that people want to see to hire you. You know what I mean? Like, it's that experience. You have to be around also. You always have to show up, you know? Just because you're going to do something for free doesn't mean you don't show up. It means you go and you put in the same work as if you were getting paid for it, because you know what? One day you're going to get paid for it, but you got to do it for free, or you just got to show up and you got to do the work.
Right.
And I know you know all about that, because we all had to get our start somewhere.
And nothing is really free as long as you go into it thinking that like you're going to get something out of it. Like it's as simple as like you get a free sample of something. Like before you know it, you're now a customer because you're going back to go buy the full size or try it more or buy it for someone else. Like you never go into it thinking, oh, I'm doing this for free. You're doing this because you're going to make money and it's going to happen. And that's just it.
Yeah.
You know,
What's that Meek Mill song? What's free?
Oh yeah, what's free? Yeah,
nothing's free. You know,
free.
nothing's free. You think it's free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when someone's giving something out for free,
Did you
always
see?
think of. I thought it was Meek Mill.
I just
Well,
think
there's
everyone's
Jay-Z's on it, I think, right?
But nothing's free.
Nothing's
you know?
free.
Nothing's free. But if you go into thinking, oh, I'm doing this for free, of course you're not going to make any money.
Free. Free is when you trim it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, but yeah, there's a comment saying.
Who is it? It's me.
I thought it was Biggie that said what's free.
Hold on, it's on my phone. I'm gonna stop this video because I gotta find it now. I gotta find it.
Nothing's free though.
But nothing's free. You always have to look at if something is
Yeah.
free, what they're getting out of it.
And something I want to share quick for the listeners is, in the past, I've been presented with opportunities.
It's Meek Mill.
Okay, yeah, but that's a sample from
it
Biggie.
is. It is.
Yeah.
You would know.
You're right.
Why am I fighting you? You would know before me.
Yeah, it was free. So, but what I wanted to share was, in the past, I've been presented with opportunities to do things for free. And I've gone in with a positive mindset. And like we previously spoke, with a plan, with a strategy, right? I'm here to meet so-and-so.
Mhm.
I'm here to present such and such. And I'm here to, whatever the intention is, I always go into it. And it's been great. I've also done things for free that I go in with a negative mindset. And then I really shoot myself in the foot.
Right.
Because for some reason I'm more tired.
Right. You shouldn't have done it.
The gig was longer. Man, it's really been 3 hours. What the heck? Or sorry, it's only been an hour and it's supposed to be,
Right.
But again, the mindset, like you said, nothing is free. And it's okay to put yourself out there, but have a plan. Because you just never know who you're going to meet.
Right. You never know who you're gonna meet.
Never know who you're going to meet.
Who's there? Who's going to talk about you to somebody else? Like there's just so much networking on so many different levels. It might not be the person there, but they may tell about it, or they might film it, or there's just so many different avenues.
So what's next for you? 2023 right now. What's next for you? I know you have goals.
I want to be voted the best DJ in the Poconos 2023. I just want that accolade. That's
How do you get there?
Website.
Yeah.
So I just got involved with the Pocono Chamber of Commerce. So I was with them this morning. Really good group of people. So last year I had 80 gigs. 17 of those were weddings. This year it's only January. I have 39 gigs.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
in 1 month I have half of what I had
That's beautiful.
in 12 months.
Yes.
Out of those 39, 22 are weddings.
Wow.
So the goal is to be known as the wedding Pocono DJ. I really want to grow with the area. There's a lot of great resorts. There's a lot of great wedding venues in the area. So I just want to familiarize myself and be known for those type of events, if that makes sense. I'm still going to be in the streets. Every month I do a brunch at several different restaurants and venues across the community. But yeah, dude, the goal is to be known as the best DJ in Poconos. I just want that accolade. You know what I mean? Just give me that for 2023. You know what I mean?
Well, you just manifested it here. You just put it in the universe.
Yeah,
So now it's gonna happen for you.
It is.
It's gonna happen for you. You heard it here first. So
I'm working hard on it. Like you said, I'm not saying no to anything. Sometimes it's a bad thing, but again, that's why I have other DJs. Thank God. But yeah, dude, I'm working with Social Vibes Event Space, and just learning a lot of what it's like to run my own space. You know, eventually I would love to have my own wedding venue. So yeah, dude, that's the goal. You know, one step at a time. Yeah, one step at a time.
That's awesome. And I think you'll get there. I know you will.
Appreciate it, man.
You know, I think you have a lot to do. I think, you know, you're on this journey of the hustle for as a DJ, but I feel like, you know, your bigger goal and your the vision that you have is going to be bigger than that, because you're a huge personality. You're super professional. You're a hustler. I mean, your van is built for your DJ equipment.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I know. You
I
know
want to
what I
get a wrap this year. Do you see a white creepy van and then a bearded man hop out of it? It's me.
It's legit.
Yeah, I do like school events, and sometimes I'll pull up to like this, and they're all like, "What's this van?" You know, because I want to park as close to the door as possible. I'm
Right.
carry on.
Right. So maybe DJ from Exclusive Audio can hook you up.
Yes,
he is
gotta reach
literally
out
the
to
best.
him. Yeah.
he's
If I can
literally
get a
the
nice
best.
wrap, yeah, that's definitely the goal. Man.
What would you do? Your face on it?
Yeah, definitely. The
I would
logo.
too.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got
yeah.
that. You got that face on it. You know what I mean? You got that face.
It'll be my logo, contact info, and just I don't know the color. Dude. I want something that's gonna pop, but then I also like want to just go to Walmart sometimes. You know, so it's like, does that make sense? I don't.
So how do people get in contact with you?
So Instagram has been my best friend. I'm on Instagram at DJQ. That's QUEUE. DJQUEUE. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You'll see my work. You'll see my cooking. You'll also see me eating, but you'll see me having a good time with a lot of my clients, and just my style and personality really shines on there. So I suggest you all do that. Check me out, DJQ, and yeah, man. Hopefully we can work together one day.
That's awesome. What's your favorite music? What do you like to listen to?
Ooh, I don't have a favorite anything. All right, here we go. So I told you when I'm showering, I like comedy. If I'm driving, I like podcasts. If I'm working out, I like reggaeton. If I'm boxing, I like hip hop. If I'm lifting weights, I like dembow. If I'm drinking, I like bachata. And that's pretty much it. I don't really listen to dance like EDM. I don't really listen to EDM on my own. I mean, I listen to it when I'm working on sets, like I'm DJing at home or just working on building a library or DJing. But me personally, like I said, that's it. If I'm drinking, I like my bachata, dembow, reggaeton, and hip hop.
Do DJs practice? Do you practice at home?
Yeah. I gotta do more practicing, to be honest. Not more practicing, more organization, to be honest. That's the biggest thing for me. I literally, 2016, 17, I have 8 years of music on my hard drive. And yeah, I just have to organize my because sometimes I'll be DJing and I'll hit what's called a crate. A crate is essentially like a playlist. So back in the day when DJs had records, they would carry a crate with their vinyl records in it. So that's where the term comes from. So I've been going through my crates, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about this type of music.
I'm sure.
About this, and then and then now the party. Now we're listening to this. You know, whether it's old school R&B or old school hip hop, old school reggaeton, whatever. But yeah, DJs definitely do practice. You know what I mean? There's always new music. There's always new sounds. There's always ways to mix the new with the old. And that's basically, yeah.
So what DJs do you look up to, or do you get inspiration from?
Yeah. So I get huge inspiration from my peers. Like I said, DJ Suave, DJ Up Down, DJ Jimbo, I said Suave already, DJ Shooty, Frankie Z, all the guys. And then my boy DJ Lynx, he's out of Lehigh. And I just love his Instagram. DJ Lynx, I mean, this guy is like DJing in the City Hall for Philadelphia. I mean, just doing these grand events, and it just looks so amazing. Like just the architect. I love DJ Lynx. I look up to DJ Lynx all the time. Jason Jana, he's out of New Jersey. Jason Jana. And this other guy, Jeff Skoll. I actually met them in Atlantic City. It was a DJ.
I remember seeing it on your.
Yeah, that was wild. I had a cowboy hat on. It was because I got invited through a friend, and I didn't know it was a DJ expo. And dude, it was a club full of like top heavy hitters in Northeast New Jersey.
Wow.
And it was awesome. So I met a lot of great people. But yeah, I mentioned the names that I mentioned because they're in the field that I want to be in, right? And what is that? It's private event, you know. It's event management, event coordination. As a DJ, I do more than just play. You understand? I have to control a crowd. I have to, again, going back to the plan, put on a whole show, dude. Essentially, you know, and that's what I'm so happy I had that MC experience prior, because I'm able to control a crowd. Okay, now we're doing this, then we're gonna do that, and et cetera, et cetera. And then you have to be tech savvy, dude. I have to research and take care of my equipment. I'm always constantly buying things. I'm in the market right now for new lights. It's a lot. It's a lot.
That's awesome. Well, I look up to you and I appreciate you, and I hope we get to work a lot more together on a lot of different things. If you could leave the audience with one line of inspiration, what do you want to leave them with?
Consistency and brush your teeth at night.
That's solid.
What's better than that? So I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. I feel like the time flew by.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on. I think it was great. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Gynesis Radio. Thank you, Terry, for
Thanks,
producing
Terry.
the show. Thank you, DJ Q. I am Mike. And the whole show. Thank you.
Damn, I want to keep the headphones on. It feels so much cooler. Because,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm gonna, Roger, 10 down. This is Sully. What are the guy's name who landed the plane on the fucking...
It was so.
Yeah, right, Sully or Sally? Dude, that was awesome. That flew by. That was an hour. Holy shit. I didn't even have to pee.
I got a sound system. You can buy a sound system?
No, I need lights, dude. I said, well, you know what? I'll take them. What do you have?
You never know.
Yeah, well, like I showed you that auction, those speakers, they had a really good sound system at this restaurant that was closing down. But the price got way too high. It wasn't worth it for me.
I'm not selling them, but I just ordered that.
Oh, fucking. These are QSCs? Or RCFs?
I think it's JBL.
Oh, these are JBLs. Yeah, DSP is JBL. Yeah, here it is. JBL software suite. Wow. So what are you doing? Fucking concerts, dude? What the hell?
We do everything.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, yo, this is not your regular shit, dude. Yeah. This is like Sherman Theater shit.
Well, last year when we did the community,
and these are nice because
Sherman
you can
Theater.
raise them. You got the monitors, you got the subs and everything on here. It
And
comes
then
with mounting.
Yep.
Yeah, I love Sweetwater. I'm trying to get approved for a credit card, son. That's my next thing. Get my business, low key, get my business credit right.
Right.
My credit is shot, dude.
It took me 7 years.
Yeah, same.